بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to the Fiqh class. Today inshallah we will conclude with the book of oaths, and hopefully we will begin with the book of vows. Now, one issue that we need to discuss, and that's where we will begin, is the intention of the one who takes the oath. Let's say you took an oath. By Allah, I will not do this. Or by Allah, I will do this. That's your oath, yourself. But if you were asked to take the oath, an example, I asked you, did you take the $10 that are here? And you said no. And I will tell you, swear by Allah that you did not take it. And you say, by Allah, I did not take the $10. And the $10 is gone. Now my intention is what? To ask you whether you took the $10 or not. You swore by Allah that you did not take the $10. But you asked someone to take it for you. And it is with you. What's the ruling on this? Do you understand the case now? Whose intention counts? Because my intention is to know whether you took the $10 or not. Eventually you took them. But you swore by Allah that you did not take them. And you are correct, you did not take them. Someone else took them for you. So whose intention counts?
The one who's asking.
The one who's asking or the one who's taking the oath?
Yeah, the one taking the oath, he's lying.
Why he's lying?
Well, because he's
He did not lie, he did not take it.
doing a trick.
Both, it cannot be both. Because my intention is different than yours.
But he has no right to swear by Allah unless,
You're right. You said by Allah, I did not take the $10 and you did not take them. Someone else took them for you. Or another case where I ask you, did you take the $10? And you say, by Allah, I did not touch them with my hands. You extended your toes and you took them with your toes. Okay? So whose intention counts?
to say the one who asked.
The one who asked.
But both, because the other one's telling the truth also.
Well, if both of them are telling the truth, then what happened? The $10 is gone, right? Scholars differed on this. But they agreed that before the judge, it is the intention of the judge or the officer or the imam. Before the judge, it is what you are asked to take an oath by or for. Other than that, there is difference of opinions. And it is obvious now, you may say it is a trick or it is concealment, tadlis. But still, someone would come and argue and say, I'm asked to take an oath, I took an oath, I did not lie in it. You cannot hold me accountable. Okay? So this is a case where scholars differed. Now, we already agreed that a violation of the oath necessitates atonement, right? And we already asked the question, how the oath is violated. Either by doing what you took an oath not to do, or by not doing what you took an oath to do, right? That is a violation. Now, how the violation is atoned, the oath, the kafara, how is it performed? What do? You took an oath, by Allah, I will not go to Walmart. And after 2 hours, you went there. You're asked, didn't you say you will not go? You said, yes. I said, but I broke my oath. So what? What should you do? Fast 3 days. Is that how you atone? The ayah, what does the ayah say? Come on. This is something that could happen every day. Didn't you ever take an oath and you broke it? Inshallah, no? Fast 3 days. Do you agree on this falsehood? There is? Feed
10 people or clothe 10 people.
3 or 10 or
No, 10. Feed 10 people or clothe 10 people or fast 3 days.
feed 10 people or clothe 10 people or
Fast
fast 3
3 days.
days. Any other falsehood that is... What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran? In Surah Al-Ma'idah. لا يؤاخذكم الله باللغو في أيمانكم. Allah does not hold you accountable for lagw in your oaths. But He holds you accountable for the oath that you took purposely. فكفارته, the atonement for it, إطعام عشرة مساكين. Feeding 10 people. أو كسوتهم, or clothing them. أو تحرير رقبة, or freeing a slave. فمن لم يجد, whosoever does not find or is unable, فصيام ثلاثة أيام, fasting 3 days. This is the ayah. So what does the ayah say? Basically, what is the kafara? Someone came to you and told you, I broke my oath. What are the forms? Feed 10 or clothe 10 or free a slave. If you cannot, fast 3 days. How many forms do we have? 4. All scholars agreed on these 4 forms. However, they disagreed on 7 issues. Although the ayah appears to be clear, there are 7 issues. The quantity of food. We say feed 10 people. How much? What do you feed them? The kind of clothing. The days. If you fast. The needy people. Stipulation of Islam and freedom, and the conditions of the slaves. Now the first issue, before the quantity of food. These 4 forms, how the process happens. Like, what do you do first? Feed 10. What if you could not feed 10? Clothe 10. You could feed 10, but you have a shopping center and you have lots of clothes. So you said, I will not pay food to feed them. I have already clothed. I will give them clothes. You can. Or. So it means you have a choice. Or Free a slave. Yes, you have lots of slaves, and you said, I will free a slave instead of feeding 10 people. Is that permissible, or you have to start? That's the opinion of the majority. Other scholars said, no, it is in order. First, you need to look if you are able to feed. If not, then you clothe. If not, then you free a slave. Okay, if we say you feed 10 people, what do you feed them? Pizza? Lobster? One meal. What is the meal? One meal to me is open buffet at Sheraton or Hilton. One meal for another person is a loaf of bread and some yogurt. And so what is the meal?
You should feed them as you would feed yourself.
Again, someone rich, he goes every day to different restaurant, $60, $70 per meal. He took an oath. His friend is poor. His poor friend goes to $4 restaurant. And both of them took an oath, both of them broke it. So they came to you. You tell the first one, you pay $60, and the second one you tell him pay $4. That's what they eat. One mud.
Or isn't the reasoning that you feel the wrong that you did? Allah gives you these other options, or.
Yeah. Now about food. What is the quantity? Salman said one mud. One mud of what? Wheat, barley. Good. Some scholars said it is one mud. And what is the size of one mud? One mud is 4 sa'. Until now you don't know these measurements? Subhanallah. One mud is the 2 handful of a man. 4 of them make 1 sa'. If we say 1 sa' is approximately 5 pounds, so 1 mud is almost 1.5, more or less. 1.5 pound. For how many? 1 person. So you pay 1 mud and your yameen is how many persons? 10, exactly. So you pay 10 muds. For every person, 1 mud. So if we converted that to our time now, how many pounds you have to pay? Approximately 15 pounds. Of what? Wheat, barley, rice. How much is the 15 pounds? Approximately $5. So that's the kafara of the yameen. Imam Malik rahimahullah said, the mud is only for Medinan people. People of Medina. Why? They lived in a difficulty. While other cities, there is no specification. You pay from the average of the food. So yes, if he is rich, he feeds what he usually eats. If he is poor, he feeds what he usually eats. So for someone, yes, you tell him you pay $40, you purchase 10 meals, $4 each. And for the rich, you tell him you pay $600, $60 a meal. But that's according to Imam Malik, not the majority of scholars. Abu Hanifa rahimahullah said, you give half sa' of wheat and 1 sa' of barley or dates. Because half sa' of wheat is more expensive. So he maintained with the majority 1 sa' except wheat. It is half sa'. Next issue. Let's say someone said, I don't want to buy food. Again, I have a shop where I have lots of clothes. He owns Payless shop. Payless for shoes. So he gave away 10 shoes. Is that clothing? No? Why not? Isn't it covering your foot? Yeah. And the brand that he has is expensive. Maybe one pair of shoes is like $20. So he gave up 10 pairs of shoes. Yes or no? What do you give then? What kind of clothes to cover the body? T-shirt. I don't wear t-shirt, I wear thobe. Do you have to give thobe? Women. Do you give according to men or women? What about this? 10 of these. Nice, fine ones. Each one for $2, so $20. That is more than the food.
That's not defined as clothing.
It's not clothing? You're covering your head with it. What about scarves? Hijab.
I think the intended meaning in the clothing is a garment.
What is the garment?
Because you can call the rest of these accessories. Shoes.
Shoes is accessory? Can you walk without a shoe?
This is more, clothing or garment is more, if you like, important than shoes.
Okay, t-shirt would be okay?
T-shirt and slacks.
Both of them?
Yes, you can.
Well, do you have to give full clothing or just clothing? Isn't a t-shirt clothing?
That's the intended meaning.
T-shirt sometimes it could be $1 and it could be $20. Now it is sales season, so it is $1. Regularly it is $20. That is only shirt. Because again, you need to think of the poor and you need to think of the one who took the oath. What if he took 3-4 oaths? You tell him to pay $400? So what do you think? Online? Shoes is good. Yeah, women will always prefer shoes. We have 3 opinions. One opinion says, whatever is sufficient for you to pray with, that is clothes. So for men, from the navel to the knee, and for women, 2 pieces. Dir, which is like the thawb, and khimar, which is the scarf. Okay? That's the first opinion. The second opinion, whatever is called clothes. Anything that is called clothes is sufficient. Shirt or skirt or turban, anything. Or shoes. Or jacket. The third opinion says the essential clothes, which cover the body, not the top, or like the underwear, for instance. The sirwal, they use the sirwal for the pants that is worn underneath the shown garment. Like underneath the thawb, you wear something that is not sufficient. The turban is not sufficient. So how many opinions do we have? 3. So now if someone came to you and told you, I own Walmart store, and I have all types of clothes, and I took an oath, I violated it, what should I give? What do you tell him? Shirt and pants for everyone. For everyone. So for 10, you tell him 10 shirts and 10 pants together.
Because 3 and 1 is almost the same. The first and the third is almost the same.
For women, so 3 articles of clothes.
He owns Walmart. Mashallah.
Yeah, what if he doesn't? He said, I don't want to feed. Food is very expensive. He can, but again, if his salary is only $600 per week or per 2 weeks, and you tell him to pay $200 for the oath that he violated, we have a new opinion. We have a new opinion. You let them go to the store and they choose. They'll choose the most expensive article of clothes. You don't want to do that. The number to be fed or clothed. How many people did we say that you feed or clothe? 10. What if you live in a very rich place and you know only one poor person and you tell him, come on, I will feed you for 10 days. Every day, come meet me at 1 o'clock, I'll take you to lunch. One poor person for 10 days, just like 10 people for 1 day. What's the difference? Would that be sufficient or no?
Depending on your usul of how you read the ayah, 10 persons.
That's what the ayah says. The atonement is to feed 10 people. Now, did you feed 10 people? You fed one person for 10 days. So, it is not as what the ayah says exactly, but that's what Abu Hanifa rahimahullah said. He said it is the same. The majority say you have to have 10 people. Now, you took an oath and you were told you have to feed 10 people. So you said, okay, you cooked the meal, you brought 10 muds, 15 pounds of rice, you cooked them, you added even chicken, and you went out in the masjid and you said, I need 10 people to come and eat. And the imam also, come and eat. And 11 people came, not only 10. Would that be sufficient? No?
Because the ayah says, miskin.
Yeah, إطعام عشرة مساكين. It has to be what? Needy and poor. Okay, so rich cannot be fed.
It's a gift. You want to come along?
It's a gift, but if he took one, then there is only 9.
You're going to have to feed someone else.
Okay, we feed only the needy and the poor. You went downtown and you took 10 people. 5 of them homosexuals, 5 of them Christians, and you said, come on, they are poor, they are homeless.
Yeah, there's no distinction of religion or...
No discrimination. One nation under God. Right? Is that sufficient or no? Come on. Okay. You went and you looked and you saw there are slaves. So you said, I will feed those slaves because they are in the dire need for food. Did the ayah stipulate anything? No. So anyone who's miskin, you feed him. Right? The slave, who has to feed him? His owner. So he has something sufficient for him. Why you feed him? Come on, you just said you should. La ilaha illallah. What is wrong with you? The poor has to be a free Muslim. That's the opinion of the majority. Abu Hanifa rahimahullah said, the ayah is general, so no problem. Bring those Christians, bring those atheists, feed them. The ayah said miskin, he is miskin, so you feed him. What do you think? That's stronger? Which opinion? That's all it says, but does that mean that's the only thing? That's testimony here for poor and miskin.
So Allah would have stipulated that also.
What?
That the masakin would be from the Muslims.
Do you give zakat to a non-Muslim? No. What about sadaqah? What about the kafara here, this atonement? Do you give it to non-Muslim? Even if the ayah did not stipulate that. Isn't that implied? Isn't that understood? What about the free? Again, these are two strong opinions. Now, when do you atone? What time do you perform the kafara? You took an oath. By Allah, I will not go to Walmart. Now it is 12 o'clock. You received the call from Walmart that you are a winner. There is a prize waiting for you. You have to retrieve it today. So you say, fine, whatever, I will break the oath. So you said, now I need to atone because I will break the oath. Or you go there, you take your prize, and then you pay the kafara. What do you do? After you break the oath. But you know you'll break it. You haven't, but you know you will do it because you have the money now. You say, if I went to Walmart, I will spend that money. I cannot resist buying. So I will not be able to atone. So let me pay it now before I go in. The act has to be done. What if you did it and you did not, at that time you were unable to perform the kafara? Okay, this issue where scholars differed. Some of them said there is no kafara before the oath is indeed violated. The intention or the determination is not enough. Another issue, if you repeated the oath, you said, Wallahi, I will not go to Walmart. Then you talked and someone told you, let's go to Walmart. You said, Wallahi, I will not go to Walmart. They lie to people, they are abusing their employees, so on and so forth. Then you receive the call, they tell you there is a sale at Walmart, and you say, Wallahi, I will not go to Walmart. Then in the evening you went. How many times you took the oath that you're not going? 3 times. How many times do you pay the kafara? Once? Discount?
It's about the same.
The same what?
Same oath. Same object of the oath.
Same object of the oath, but you did not say it once. You said it how many times? 3. Okay. Let's read from the book. Open the book, please. The class today begins at page 499. But we will not read from the beginning. We'll read from page 504. The last issue that we took. Go ahead. Open the mic. Page 504.
Okay. Bismillah. Can they hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay. Section 3. The time for the remittance of the oath and its violation. They disagreed about the time when the expiation remits the violation and erases its effect. Ash-Shafi'i said that when he makes the expiation, whether he does so after the violation or before it, the sin is remitted. Abu Hanifa said that the violation is not remitted except by the expiation that is made after the violation, not before. Both opinions have been related from Malik on the issue. There are 2 reasons for their disagreement. The first is that the variation in the narration of the saying of the Prophet ﷺ, he who swears an oath for doing something and then sees something that is better than it, he should do that which is better and make expiation for his oath. One group narrated it in this form, while another related it as he should make an expiation for his oath and do that which is better.
So, what do you understand from the hadith? The Prophet ﷺ said you should do what is better and expiate. While in another narration, you should do the expiation and do what is better. Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah said you can do either way. Abu Hanif rahimahullah said no. It has to be done when? After.
The apparent meaning in the second narration is that expiation may be made before the violation, and the contrary meaning is found in the first version. The second reason arises from their dispute over whether the advancement of a duty before its due time is valid.
When the due time for the expiation? When you have to atone? When it is due? After you violate. So before violation, is it time or no? Can you pray before it's time? You cannot. Can you pay zakah before it's time? Yes, you can. So which one is it here? Right? Okay, next page, 505. In the middle, they disagreed over.
They disagreed over when he swears a single oath by using more than one attribute out of the attributes of Allah.
By Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious, the one, the Almighty. I will not go to Walmart. And then you go. Or someone says, by the 99 known names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So, do you tell him you have to pay 99 kafara?
As to whether the number of expiations should correspond to the number of attributes included in the oath, or whether there is a single expiation for this, Malik said that the expiation in this oath will vary according to the number of attributes. Thus, the person who swears by the hearer, the knower, and the wise is liable for 3 expiations.
3 expiations.
A group of jurists said that if he intends it to be a continuous expression and enumerates these as a single statement, there is single expiation for him if there was a one oath. The reason for their disagreement is the criterion for judging single or multiple oaths, and this refers to the form of speech or to the number of things enumerated in the speech that is expressed as an oath. Those who took into account the form of speech said that there is one expiation, while those considered the number of things included in the expression, which can be sworn to individually, said that the expiations may vary according to the number.
Okay. We'll stop here, inshallah.